Okay. All right, cool. Next question. It's Rec on YouTube. What steps do you take to improve shelf stabilization for your beers? This is going to be a real nuts and bolts answer on this, ladies and gents. We're talking yeast health. We're talking cleaning and sanitizing, and we're talking about oxygen. These are our bread. These are our bread and butter tools as brewers. The things that we must have. Okay. So, what steps do you take to improve shelf stabilization in your beers? You can do things like we've talked about recently. Throwing in sorbating a beer, different things like that. That's fine. Whatever. I'm not crazy about it. Sulfiting a beer. Again, that's not like something I'm super excited about, but healthy yeast, good fermentations. That's a big one. Okay. The happier your yeast is and your fermentation is, the better. You want as lean of a product going into package as possible. You don't want a whole bunch of yeast going in there if it's not supposed to be a strain that carries yeast along with it. You want nice, clear beer going from vessel to vessel, especially if the beer is supposed to be clear. And you need to be on your game when it comes to cleaning and sanitizing. Please don't lean on a sanitizer to help out your cleaning. You cannot sanitize without cleaning. You cannot sanitize soil. So please make sure that you are following your time, temperature, chemical concentration for your CIP cycles. Okay. Please make sure you're doing that. Blast that stuff out. Rinse it out well. Rinse it back to pH neutral, whatever your local water is, baseline pH. And then run your SANI at appropriate levels. Titrate that stuff out. Your chemical manufacturer will have that stuff for you. Then typically people are going to be using an oxidizing sanitizer like a PAA. Throw a little head pressure on that tank. So we run SANI on the fermenter. If you see my brew days, Josh is down there doing that, or Maggie was down there doing that. Run that SANI. Get the SANI out of the tank. And then you can seal that tank up. You can put a little pressure on that if you want. And right before liquid or yeast goes into that tank, vent those bottom ports, both your racking arm, if you have one, and the bottom, because you're going to have that stuff collecting down at the bottom over time. Blast that stuff out. It's an oxidizer. You don't want it oxidizing your wort. It's a sanitizer. You don't want it killing your yeast. Okay. So try to really make sure you get that stuff out of that fermenter. Then the other thing after that is oxygen. I would recommend that everything that goes into post fermenter, right? So whether you're going to a bright tank or a serving tank, whatever, make sure to the best of your ability you are purging that next vessel, even the transfer lines, everything you can do. Okay. There's an MBA podcast where they recommended moving CO2 through the bottom of that tank at 5 psi. And basically what it turns out to is a half hour for every 5 barrel size of the vessel. All right. They say if you don't have the tech or the gear to test your dissolved oxygen as you're purging those tanks, that's what you should do. So anyways, and I know that's real nuts and bolts basic, but listen, guys, that's the game, man. That's the whole game. So, and if you're having issues, troubleshoot. Get somebody else's eyes in there if you need to, and say, listen, I'm doing this. Problem solve it. Do it yourself. Get somebody else in. Think on it, right? Like that's really where we earn our. That's really where we turn our. I don't know what I was about to say, but yeah, that's where we really start to be brewers, right? Figure out those problems. So, yeah, that's what I would encourage you to. It's Rec. I appreciate the question. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. If you feel as if you got any value out of the video, please like and subscribe. There are also other videos that you can watch. They're gonna maybe be over here or over here. Appreciate you watching.